Welcome to the Belated Tech Channel's 31st edition of the Tesla and SpaceX Redux. We are reviewing the milestones that occurred on each day in the week of April 19th through April 25th in the history of Tesla, SpaceX, Starlink, the Boring Company, and Elon Musk's other various business ventures. April 19th, 2011. Media outlets were reacting on this date to the comments Elon Musk made over the weekend to the Wall Street Journal concerning manned exploration of Mars. He had said, quote, "We'll probably put a first man in space in about 3 years. We're going all the way to Mars, I think. Best case 10 years, worst case 15 to 20 years. Our goal is to facilitate the transfer of people and cargo to other planets, and then it will be up to the people if they want to go." That timeline would have put a manned Dragon capsule at the ISS by 2014, and a manned expedition to Mars between 2021 and 2031. The first manned Dragon flight was in fact in May of 2020, while the Starship interplanetary spacecraft was still in suborbital testing as of April 2021, and the Super Heavy booster had yet to make its maiden test flight. Musk recently said that SpaceX's launch planning assumes a lunar flight for the Starship by 2023 and a Mars landing by 2026, with a nascent manned base on the Red Planet by 2030. April 20th, 2019. Dragon 2 capsule C204 was destroyed on this date during a test fire of its Super Draco engines at Landing Zone 1 of the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. On the day of the explosion, the initial testing of the Crew Dragon's Draco thrusters was successful, with the accident occurring during the test of the Super Draco abort system. Telemetry, high-speed camera footage, and analysis of recovered debris indicate the problem occurred when a small amount of dinitrogen tetroxide leaked into a helium line used to pressurize the propellant tanks. The leakage apparently occurred during pre-test processing. As a result, the pressurization of the system 100 milliseconds before firing damaged a check valve and resulted in the explosion. Since the destroyed capsule had been slated for use in the upcoming in-flight abort test, the explosion and investigation delayed that test and the subsequent crewed orbital test. April 21st, 2020. The Starlink 6 satellite cluster was lifted to orbit on a Falcon 9 B5 rocket, Booster 1051, from the Kennedy Space Center's Launch Complex 39A on this date. The booster successfully returned to a drone ship. It was the 6th operational and 7th large launch of Starlink satellites. It was also the 84th flight of the Falcon 9 rocket, and the spacecraft surpassed ULA's Atlas V to become the most flown operational U.S. rocket. The payload was cladded by fairings previously launched on the MS-17 mission in August of 2019. April 22nd, 2019. Media outlets were reacting on this day to Musk's comments made during Tesla's Autonomy Investor Day in Palo Alto, California. The Tesla CEO said, quote, "I feel very confident predicting autonomous robotaxis for Tesla next year. They won't be in all jurisdictions because we won't have regulatory approval everywhere, but I am confident we will have at least regulatory approval somewhere, literally next year." As of the date of this Redux video, Tesla has yet to introduce autonomous robotaxis, or even fully autonomous driving Tesla vehicles. In April of 2021, Tesla vehicles with the most expensive autonomous software were activated, can self-drive on highways and local streets under driver supervision. However, self-driving is one thing and full autonomy is another. The regulatory environment is fraught with challenges for full autonomy, spurring some robotics experts to predict full autonomy is many, many years away. We'll keep you posted. April 23rd, 2015. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk revealed near this date that the commercial space company had figured out why Booster 1015 failed to land properly on the drone ship during the CRS-6 mission on April 14th. He said, quote, "Cause of hard rocket landing confirmed as due to slower than expected throttle valve response. While the rocket does look rather tall and tippy, a stable landing is no problem with proper throttle response." Musk hoped that the booster would stick a landing on the drone ship during the CRS-7 launch in June, but Booster 1018 exploded during the liftoff. Another opportunity for a drone ship landing did not come until January 2016 for the Jason 3 mission, but that landing failed due to an unlatched landing leg, as did an attempt in March of 2016 during the SES launch due to an overly hard landing. Success was finally achieved the next month during the CRS-8 mission with Booster 1021. In the intervening years, 6 more boosters have crashed during drone ship landings, versus just 1 failed ground pad landing. The vast majority of boosters have returned successfully. April 24, 2019, Tesla reported on this date its largest quarterly loss since it went public, $702 million. The red ink stemmed largely from the company's struggles to build Model S, X, and 3 vehicles from just its Fremont plant and deliver them all over the world. That the company lost money wasn't unusual. Tesla had only posted 3 profitable quarters since 2010. It was the fact that the company lost money on $4.5 billion in sales, its 3rd highest revenue figure ever. The loss encouraged a number of bear analysts to predict the electric car company would rapidly run out of cash. That turned out not to be the case, as later quarters in 2019 returned the company to profitability under the steady delivery of Model 3 sedans. 2020 was no different in spite of the pandemic and early production challenges with the Model Y, and the company closed the year with a profit. April 25th, 2014, Elon Musk held a press conference at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. on this date to announce that SpaceX would be suing the U.S. Air Force for its recent sole source contract to the ULA for launches of military payloads. The company at that point had launched the Falcon 9 rocket 11 times without a mishap, but could not get certified by the service branch. Musk's ire was raised when he found out the most recent sole source contract purchased 36 rocket cores from the ULA for $630 million to outfit 3 rockets. Musk pointed out that the ULA relied on Russian engine components, and that the contract was hundreds of millions of dollars more than what SpaceX would charge for the same type of rockets. The Air Force had awarded SpaceX a contract for 2 demonstrator missions, one on the Falcon 9 and one on the Falcon Heavy, in December of 2012. Neither had launched at the time of the news conference. The Falcon 9 mission, lifting the Discover satellite to orbit, occurred in February of 2015, and the Falcon Heavy mission, lifting the STP-2 demonstrator payload to orbit, occurred in June of 2019. SpaceX and the Air Force settled the suit out of court in January of 2015 in exchange for the service branch opening up some missions, mostly for the GPS constellation, for competition. Nevertheless, the Air Force has not relented in its preference for the ULA. During the 6-year period between 2015 and 2021, the Air Force contracted with SpaceX for just 4 more launches, that of the X-37B launch in July of 2017, and 3 launches of the GPS-3 constellation, the first of which launched in December of 2018. Matters were not helped by the failure of the highly classified Northrop Grumman Zuma payload to properly deploy in orbit after being lifted by a Falcon 9 B4 rocket in January of 2018. In 2021, the Air Force awarded SpaceX 12 launches for the period between 2022 and 2027. Before we get to the current event of the week, we wanted to see if you enjoyed this 31st episode of Bladed Tech's Tesla and SpaceX Redux. If so, click that like button. Did you agree with our choices, or are there other events that were better? Go ahead and share with us by dropping a comment below. And if you have suggestions for an event in the future, we'll take those too. We'll credit events we pick for future videos to those viewers that post them. We hope you have been enjoying our content. Have we earned your subscription to our channel? If yes, and you have not yet taken the opportunity to subscribe, please take a moment to do so now and click the bell notification icon so you don't miss upcoming videos. We want to continue delivering great content to you. You can always unsubscribe, and subscribing is free. On April 9th, 2021, the Soyuz MS-18 capsule docked with the International Space Station to disembark NASA astronaut Mark Vande Hei and the cosmonauts Oleg Novitsky and Pyotr Dubrov. The plan is to have the three stay on the station until at least October as part of the Expedition 65 crew. Vande Hei's path to arriving at the ISS through Roscosmos was somewhat convoluted. He was formally added to the Soyuz MS-18 flight only a month before the launch, after the Russian space agency finalized an agreement with commercial spaceflight company Axiom Space to acquire the seat. Axiom immediately transferred it to NASA in exchange for a seat on a future commercial crew mission, likely in 2023. The financial gymnastics have arisen because NASA and Roscosmos have yet to agree on a no-money seat exchange following the certification of SpaceX's Dragon 2 for manned spaceflight. Roscosmos has publicly questioned the reliability of the Falcon 9 rocket and the Dragon 2 capsule. The Falcon 9 has had only one launch failure, that of the CRS-7 mission on June 28, 2015, which resulted in the total loss of the unmanned Dragon freighter. The booster in that launch was an FT variant, 2 generations before the current B5 variant in use. Links to some of our most recent episodes can be found in the description section below. You can peruse our entire 250 plus video library by looking at our playlists, which conveniently sort videos by subject. We announce all new videos on our microblogging accounts, which are listed below, as well as in the community feed for this channel. Want to know how to navigate our channel content? We refer to Retrotech and innovation documentary segments as episodes. Coverage of current events in space exploration, science, and technology are labeled as shorts. Space and tech history are documented in an anthology called Milestones. And gameplay recordings can be discovered on the Bladed Tech gaming channel in videos called Walkthroughs and Side Missions. Stay connected by occasionally checking our Instagram feed, where we post content from our upcoming episodes and from episodes past that you may have missed. And finally, join us on our Facebook and Minds pages, where we cover current news and events related to channel content. Thanks for watching.